All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Liz Garcia. I'm founder of the MindBodySpiritNetwork.com and the AthenaArena.com, and I help conscious solopreneurs and small business owners with their online marketing efforts as well as branding efforts. And I'm also the host of this online Meetup Group, which we meet every week and provide opportunities for networking, lots of collaboration going on. In fact, Cheryl and Deborah just did a nice collaborative webinar last week, right? That was awesome. I want to see you guys do that here too. That would be fun. And we have weekly presenters. So I'll tell you who our presenters are coming up because we have a whole fun list coming up. But we're going to get started with today's presentation. So this, as I said, is part 2 of a two-part series. And I'm just going to review real quickly what part 1 was about. And that is, first of all, what is the sales funnel? And it's really the process that you take your potential customers through to get them as clients. So what's the process from awareness all the way down to the purchase, and then the ongoing relationship that would be going on there. So we spoke in last couple of weeks ago, that last webinar, we talked about top of funnel, which is tofu, middle of funnel, which is mofu, and bottom of funnel, which is bofu. And these are really indicators as to where your customers are at in the funnel. So when you have cold traffic, people that don't know you at all, they're considered to be in the top of the funnel. And today I'm really referring to a sales funnel from the top of the funnel position, because this is just like the starter kit to getting people into the funnel. You could certainly create other funnels for different level, wherever the audience is at in the journey. So there could be a sales funnel that you could build in the middle of the journey and the bottom of the journey. But today we're just going to talk about the top of the funnel, where if you're running paid ad campaigns, these people would be considered your cold traffic, or people that don't know you at all. And this stage is really all about educating them and building awareness. And the requirement for someone to participate or interact with you needs to be minimal. You don't want to take up too much time, anyone's time. You want to keep it super simple. So let me get this presentation moving. It's a slow mover. It always is at the beginning. I apologize. All right. So, and if anyone has questions along the way, I can't see you. You're just going to have to unmute yourself and just interrupt me. I don't mind, because I like to have questions while I'm doing it. So if you're trying to build your business online, you need to understand your audience and if one exists. And someone needs to mute themselves because I hear coughing, please. I can't mute anyone at the moment. But anyway, so if you're going to build a business online, you need to do some online marketing research. And this is the first thing I do before I do anything online, because it doesn't make sense to build a website, never mind a sales funnel, without some research to support it. So the first thing that I do for all my clients before I do anything, and even if it's going to be a Facebook ad campaign, I don't want to move forward with one without understanding the market and how people are, what people are looking for. So I start with keyword marketing research, and I need to see what keyword phrases people are using that are relevant to a client's particular business. What are they interested in? Where are there opportunities for doorways into your business? Because many people think, it could be a problem you're solving, and it should be a problem you're solving that's going to get people in, not necessarily what you do. So an example of that would be, I'll take Christine's work as an example. Christine is an aromatherapist and a massage therapist. and she develops essential oil blends. So what really matters to a client is, I want an essential oil remedy that's going to help me. Like, what problem are you solving? That's really what you got to look at. So keyword research informs me, when I do this, of so many things for my clients. It's going to tell me, what should the content of my website look like? What should the content of a sales funnel look like? More importantly, this is the topic. What should that lead magnet be to get people in the funnel? And a lot of people are creating lead magnets with none of this awareness, and they wonder why they're not getting any leads. You need to make sure you're serving a lead that actually has significant search volume and financial viability. So you got to be aware of this before you jump in, and a lot of people aren't. So they're jumping in and they're wondering why they're spending a lot of money and getting no response. And that, doing market research first is kind of matters because if you hire someone like me to do it, I see so much opportunity and I can point you in the direction of where to go. All right, that's step one. Step number two would be developing a lead magnet. Based on that research, you're going to find some really interesting possibilities for lead magnets. So that's what I would do. And all of these steps can be mixed around a little, but I'm just kind of going in the process that I would do. So step number two, you're going to develop a lead magnet. It's going to go to a cold audience, so I want it to be super simple. And a super simple lead magnet to a cold audience could be a one-page PDF of like top 10 tips, whatever, top 10, top 7, a 7 and a 10. Those two numbers get higher conversion than other numbers. So just so you know, if you do a top 7, I like top 7 because that email autoresponder is typically a 7-part series. So just keep this in mind. You do not want to do an ebook to a cold audience. It requires too much time and attention. And and most people, if you're like me, I do opt in for ebooks, but then I put them aside because I don't have the time to engage in them. The ebook can come in the middle of the funnel after you've got someone interested in you. So that first one has got to be super simple to digest. Maybe it's a 2-minute video, whatever, but it's got to be super value driven and it's got to be memorable. And people are going to you want people to want to take the next step with you. So that keyword research is going to give me a great idea as to where to start in that lead magnet development area. Okay, here's some other ideas for lead magnets would be a resource guide. Checklists are good, and cheat sheets. If you can keep it all on one page, like, I don't know why ebooks are still here. I just told you not to do them. I meant to take that out. No ebooks. Some of the biggest marketers online are like, no, ebooks, they require too much attention. They got to go later in the funnel, not at the beginning. Blogs is a good lead magnet. If you write a really good blog, you could send, and this is what Digital Marketer does. They're a big digital marketing success story, those guys. They send paid ads to a blog. And then there's a way to kind of put a nice little little opt-in inside of the blog. That's a nice way to go as well, because you're adding value and you're showing expertise. Webinars can be good. I feel like that requires more commitment than maybe someone might want to do. But a lot of people do webinars as a lead magnet. That could be a middle of funnel type of thing though as well. And then there's a consultation, which everyone does, so it may be getting old, but I don't know. You have to test it. You got to see what works for you. Okay. The next step is to create an opt-in. This is very simple sales funnel, by the way, you guys. I'm trying to keep it simple. All right, so you've created a lead magnet. Now you need to create an opt-in landing page for that lead magnet. And this particular lead magnet is a 10-minute consultation. But I like the language. It's kind of fun. The 10-minute conversation that will calm your chaos. You got to have a benefit, a call to action in that consultation, as opposed to just, a free consultation with me. What's the result of that free consultation going to be? So that's your next step, a simple landing page. The simpler, the better, and they tend to convert higher when they're super simple. Okay. And typically a landing page, when someone opts in, there's a redirect that thanks those people for opting in and reminds them of whatever you may need to remind them of. Like, in order to get this, you need to confirm that you've opted into my list. So this is a place where you'd say that, because some people, that might end up in their junk mail and then they never see it. So you might have to remind them to double opt in and confirm that they want that. Well, why have you all unmuted? Did anyone have questions so far about what we're talking about? Yes, Deborah.
The second opt-in thank you,
Yep.
is that showing up on another landing page, or is that showing up in a, okay, so the one landing page goes to the second landing page, and then the second landing page is where they put in their information, or do they put it in?
The first landing page, they put in their email, and once they hit the submit button, a redirect goes to the thank you page.
So how does your email go to MailChimp then?
All right. So the landing page, you embed code from MailChimp.
Okay.
Okay. And then in MailChimp, you tell MailChimp on it has a place where it says, here's the confirmation thank you page. And you can create a confirmation thank you page in MailChimp, or you can redirect it, provide a URL for one that's a little prettier.
Okay.
Okay. You can do it in MailChimp, but I always create one that's part of, like, you know, I use lead pages. So it's telling me and it's keeping track of the people that are landing on that thank you page. So I get analytics on that conversion type of thing.
Okay. Thank you.
So you got that? Okay.
I do.
All right. Any other questions from anyone while I'm here? I can't see everyone, so you're going to have to yell out. Oh, Christine, do you have a question, or you have sun in your eye?
No, it wasn't really a question. It was a comment. The one way that I have found it easy to differentiate between the two is the page that they're putting their information on. I call it a capture page, because you're capturing their information. And then the follow-up page, I call the landing page. That way, as I'm developing them, I can keep them
in order. Yeah.
Keep them in order and know what's going on with it. And the other comment I wanted to make was on the SEO marketing that you do.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. When we went through and we did that, it was such an eye-opener, because the things I thought that people were going to look for in my business wasn't even close to what it was. So I would have wasted a ton of money on that if we would not have gone through that exercise. That's a must before anything else.
You were a great example, Christine, because she's developing product that requires branding, packaging, the whole 9 yards. And she was off course with the remedies. Like, okay, no one's looking for that. Let's find other. So we put her back on track to get where there's their highest opportunity for sales and financial viability. That's what that search is showing you. And it will inform you of this lead magnet thing. Like, what's that lead magnet? And I tell everyone, if you're going to create a lead magnet, go look at the report I created for you first and see what kind of iteration you can come up with that information. All right. If there's no more questions, I'm going to continue. Any more questions? We're good. Well, just yell out if you have a question. All right. So back to sharing the screen. All right. So the next step, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen in this order, but I like to create the lead magnet. I set up the pages, getting ready to go, and now I'm thinking, all right, now I got to create the email autoresponder series so that when someone lands on the opt-in page for that lead magnet, it's going to trigger an email autoresponder series. So, and I typically have it, you want to trigger that first email immediately. You don't want to wait a day at all. You want to deliver that lead magnet in that first email. And studies have shown you need 7 touch points with somebody before they come to trust you. So typically a 7-series email is appropriate for your first one. And my tip that I told you about earlier is I recommend doing, just to keep it easier, if you're just starting in sales funnel, is to come up with a top 7 whatever, or a 7 checklist, or a 7 resource guide, whatever. Use the number 7. And you're gonna deliver a 1-page PDF that's super simple to read. But then you're going to get deep into each one of them, and this is your email autoresponder now. So your second email is going to talk about your first tip, and you're going to go a little deeper into it, and maybe you're going to have a video. Your third email will be your second tip, and so on. So I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys to create your initial sales funnel. You know, a list of top 7, top 10, whatever. You can do 10 too, but I'm just trying to make it simpler and have it 7. 7's kind of enough for people to get to know you. And you can't cram a lot of stuff on a 1-page PDF. I've tried. You want the font size to be legible and you want it to be simple, but then you can go deeper and show your expertise in the email follow-up series. So that would come next. And in the first probably 2 or 3 of those emails, you're not going to ask for anything. You're just going to share your expertise. And then in email 4, 5, and 6, or 4, 6 and 7, you can invite them into something more, whether it's a consultation, or maybe you sell something small, or you invite them into something more. That's what come later in that email autoresponder series. All right. I'm trying to move my presentation along, and it's going slow on me. Okay, here we go. So after this is set up is when you would start considering building an ad campaign. And sales funnels are really meant for paid traffic initiatives. They don't have to be, but because you need a sales funnel if you're having people opt into your website, for sure. You don't have to run paid ads to your website because people are going to opt in regardless. But I like to, if you're going to get into this, the ultimate intention is to generate leads on a daily basis. And the only way to do that successfully and consistently is to run some sort of paid ad campaign. So we're just going to talk through the steps of how that's done. So another great thing about that keyword research, and if you have someone like me do it for you, is that I see what the target audience should look like. I see other people that would be professionals or experts in my field are showing up on keyword research. So I can go and look them up on the web and see what they're doing. And if I'm going to target an audience on Facebook, we're going to just assume that we're using Facebook for advertising here because it's the most successful platform that all marketers, successful marketers use. And it's much easier to use than Google AdWords as an example. I mean, you can definitely do Google AdWords, but that's a little more technical for me. I mean, I can do it, but I don't love it. I like the visual aspect of Facebook. So you got to build the target audience. And we're assuming that people that you're targeting are at top of the funnel or they're cold traffic. So you got to figure out how to build that audience. And a great place to start is to follow other people. So an example would be, let's talk about chakra healers as an example, or energy medicine people, energy healers. A well-known person in energy healing is Donna Eden. She's very well-known. And if I were to build a target audience, I would use her as part of my target audience because she has similar audience to mine. Same with there's chakra healers, like Carol Tuttle was a big chakra healing type of person. If I'm building a Facebook ad for someone who's into chakra healing like Liz B is, I'd be sure to target Carol Tuttle's chakra work. Same with Anodea Judith is a big chakra person. So in that initial top of funnel audience, you're going to find other people that are already doing what you're doing and who have your audience. That's a great place to start. And you can add other demographics to that as well. And it gets a little more involved, but I just want, at the get-go, you want to kind of piggyback after people that you already know are successful in getting that. So when you're building Facebook audience, these custom ones would be called saved audiences. And then you could create a lookalike audience based on that saved audience, which is a simple kind of click of the button where you tell Facebook, I like this audience here, build me a lookalike one, and they'll do it. Another great way to start with an audience is if you already have an email list, you can import that list into Facebook to create an audience as well. And then you could also create a lookalike audience based on your email list. So this is, you got to build your audience first, and you want to think it through. You don't really want to wing it. You want to get as deep as you can get and as fine-tuned as you can get. An example I have for you is I did one for Deborah. And we were targeting people in the mind, body, spirit, like Chopra Institute, or people that are into meditation for sure. However, to fine-tune that audience, I also wanted people that already bought courses online. And that brought that target way, way down here, which is what I want, because it's a much better targeting, and it will cost a lot less to convert those people, and they'll be better customers. So you got to work on that audience first, and you need to understand how to do that in Facebook or wherever you're going to advertise. And I can help you with that, or they have training videos in Facebook on how to build audiences. All right. So the next part would be to create an ad. And you want to make sure that your ad has a great image that speaks to your audience and to what it is that you're selling. There are some people just using really impactful looking images that have nothing to do with what they're selling, and it appears to be working. So what's fun about Facebook is you can split test 5 images or 6 images at once. And it's really kind of fun to do, because I'm always finding that whichever image I think is the best isn't necessarily the most effective. Someone need to say something there? No. Any questions while we've come this far? How are we doing? Let me just look at you guys. All right, no questions. All right. So that's your next step, is creating your ads. And then you're going to start running the ads to this opt-in landing page. So I'm trying to take you guys through. I've created the ad, and now when someone clicks on that ad, let's go back. Someone's going to click on the Learn More button here. They're going to come to this page, the opt-in landing page that we created at the beginning. And now you'll start generating leads. And if you're using a good piece of software to create your landing pages, the software is going to tell you the conversion rate of that landing page. And this is where it gets into a little more sophisticated marketing, where you could change the color of this image and get a better conversion rate, as an example, and you need to test that. But if you're just starting out, you want to shoot for a 20% minimum opt-in rate, meaning that everyone that lands on this page, 20% of them opt in. That's kind of the low end. But it's something to get you started. It's not bad at all. It's a great start. And that opt-in rate will go up as you get more fine-tuned with your audience and your messaging and your offer. So something could be off. It's always a good idea to split test an opt-in page, because you're sending money there. What if you could up that conversion rate by just changing the color or the title or the image? It's a great way to get started. All right. So like I said before, once someone pushes the button to opt in, it triggers that email autoresponder series. And that first email is going to deliver your lead magnet. And now you're off and running. Now, one last part of this as a beginner is you could have some type of offer in that email autoresponder series. And maybe it comes later in the series, like in the 5th, 6th, or 7th email, you have a small offer. So you're going to want to create a sales landing page for that offer is ideally the way to go, because sales pages are very specific and there's a lot of call to action, and there's a sense of urgency in creating a sales page. And it also can be tested for conversion. You don't want to send people necessarily to a website because there's too much distraction. If you're selling something, create its own page. And I think that's it. So sales funnels require significant pre-planning before you start running paid ads, for sure. I highly recommend that market research, because you can waste a lot of money fast if you don't pre-plan, if you don't make sure you have a lead magnet that has some type of interest that's showing up in market research, or you have an awareness in your own business that people ask for this a lot. You've got to make sure that that lead magnet is solid and that landing page is solid before you start spending money, and the email and the funnel. So that's my key takeaways on the sales funnel process. And I want you to keep it super simple, like I suggested. 1-page PDF, quickie video, not longer than 10 minutes. It's got to be simple to keep anyone's attention, especially you got to remember, people don't know you in this step at all. So make sure you're really providing excellent value. There's key takeaways for them so they feel like they didn't waste their time and that they actually want to move forward with you. So you can get sales funnel help with me. I help everyone with their sales funnel. But more importantly is, if you're going to work with me, at the very least, let me do that keyword research for you, because this is going to inform you with everything else all along the way, so that you don't fumble about and make big mistakes like I've already done. Take it from me. I'm not going to make big mistakes with you. We're going to make sure we come right out of the gate with excellent conversion rates, a great lead magnet, and a sales funnel that works. At least gets fantastic open rates. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and see if you guys have any questions, because I'm done. That was quick. That was a quickie. I wanted to make it quick today. All right, let me see. I got everyone here. See if anyone has questions, because we're going to make it quick today. It's only 9:45. So let's chat. Let's talk about sales funnels. Or is everyone off having breakfast? Christine, well, Deborah, let's talk about your sales funnel since you got one cooking. Or see if you have any more questions.
Yeah, the one question that I had, I would like to know what your opinion is of having videos on your opt-in pages and your landing pages. My funnel is going to be probably 9 days, but I guess I have two questions. First of all, your opinion on videos on those, and the way that I'm going to, because the 7 spiritual laws have specific days that are associated with them.
Oh.
When someone opts in, I'm going to be putting them in a queue.
Yeah.
And then starting everybody at a certain date.
Oh.
Yeah. It's going to be like a very short time frame. So I'll start the advertising 10 days out. And then
so you're saying like the spiritual law number 1 needs to land on a Monday? Is that what you're saying?
Spiritual law number 1 actually lands on a Sunday.
A Sunday.
Yes.
So can you have some type of immediate delivery of something?
What the immediate delivery is going to be is a welcome, letting them know when it starts. It's going to be a video, letting them know when it starts, and then an introduction to the 7 spiritual laws.
Okay. I think in MailChimp, you could set it up to let them know that the thing has to start on a Sunday, right? So my point being is you could set it up so that the lead magnet delivers immediately, and then I tell the second one to deliver on the first Sunday. I think we can do that in MailChimp.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that, but because what I was thinking about doing is collecting everybody in the queue.
Yeah.
And then creating the autoresponder, creating the funnel, and then having a pause on it. And then when it opens up on Sunday, then unpause it. So if you can do that, that would be awesome.
Because I think you'll lose people if you're going to have them wait, possibly, unless you create it like a 7-day challenge where you're working one, like you're present. Yeah. So maybe this is what you do. Maybe you run ads as if it were a 7-day challenge, and then you start it on whatever date it's going to start. But then you can't repeat it. You kind of have to change the date every time. You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking that I can repeat it by changing all I would have to change is the date on the ads, and I wouldn't have to change the date on the landing page. The only thing I would actually have to change the date of is on the ads.
Right.
Because the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday will stay the same.
Right. I'm not sure how you can trigger that in MailChimp for it to work.
Okay.
And it could be a better strategy, Deborah, to kind of limit it and just do it like once a month. You do this.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm doing it like a launch.
Okay, so a launch every month.
Yeah, and it may not be every month. I may decide another, this is just one individual. Yeah. And one of the things I'm going to say is I'm not going to be offering this anytime soon, so.
Yeah. You've got to definitely put some immediacy to it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's a set date, then that's fine. You're just going to do it once, 1 week out of the month, right?
Right.
Okay. And then if you want to do it again, your autoresponders are already set up and ready to go.
Right.
Okay. That's fine.
And I forget what my other question is.
The other question was about video on the landing page.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Typically, it's a good thing to split test. So as an example, in lead pages, I can create an opt-in page with a video, and then I tell lead pages to split test it. So I'll get the same page again, but then I throw a video in there, and then it will deliver both of those, and then it will tell me which one gets better opt-in rates. So it's a good test. I don't think we've done, well, yours did have a video though on your landing page for the Grateful Loam meditation.
Yes.
And I think our opt-in rates are pretty high there.
Yes.
I would say with you, honey, I would want to see you, especially when you're being funny and cute. I'm like, oh my God, sign me up, So if you're gonna one of the other, but it's got to be kind of short and sweet on that landing page. On that landing page, like 1 minute, boom, say it fast.
Okay.
Okay, no drawn out love stories. All
Well,
right.
since I don't have one of those, no.
All right. I think it's worth testing for you though, Deborah, because you have a nice presence and you have a nice way about you when you're at ease and being funny. You really come across nicely. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Christine, were you going to say something?
I was wondering if it would be possible to do her advertising just on a Saturday.
Yeah, but she needs to get some visibility. She can't just do a one run on an ad. It's not going to get, you're not going to get any traction from Facebook. They're like, yeah, you're not committed. You're not going to get any visibility from us.
Okay.
All right. So Facebook is such a powerful platform now that people that are spending money are getting return on their investment. And the more you spend, the more Facebook is going to give you what you need. Although it's all, it's an algorithm. So they want everyone to be successful, all the marketers. But to run something you got to be visible a lot for some of those things to take hold. And Deborah's done a fair amount of that already. And I highly recommend you run ads to your retargeting audience on that, Deborah, because people already know you. You really got to have some consistency on Facebook in order for that to take hold. Like if you're just jumping in to do a 10-day thing, it's unlikely because no one knows you yet. Whereas Deborah has been running ads for months. And I found too that I started to take hold after, it took me 3 months to really start to take hold on Facebook.
What do you recommend for a Facebook budget?
500 minimum, 1,000's better a month. That seems to deliver results. Well, you were spending, what were you doing, 300, Deborah? Well, you had nothing to sell, so I'm like, you're not going to spend any more money.
Exactly, yeah.
Sell something. So I've spoken to.
I've been getting results from Boost too.
What's that?
I've been getting good results with Boost.
Have you tracked the conversion cost of that though? I've done that before.
Yeah, it's not really, I was just doing it to get traffic and interaction.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to convert to an offer.
Right. I mean, boosting, you got to test it. I tested boosting and it cost, I don't know, a lead, just running an ad was costing, like $2 a lead. And trying to get a lead from a boost cost $20.
Oh, really? Okay.
You got to pay attention. If it's just, I think you'll cost less to get visibility through advertising than boosting is my feeling. So, so anyway, Christine, I've dealt with, spoken to other Facebook advertisers that do way more Facebook advertising than I do because they have tons of clients and they have a lot of history and they're like, 500 is fine, 1,000 is better. They're getting better results. And I worked with a big agency and they said the same thing. And they said it could take 3 to 6 months for it to take hold. And it took me 3 months. And I was spending $1,100 a month. But then I got, my best leads come from Facebook. For me. Way better than any other channel I've gone through. So just so you know, but that's different for everybody. So you got to get up. 500 is okay. What's that? $20 a day would be 600. That's okay to get you started. But if you're selling something of a significant price point, that lead's going to be costly. And you're going to have to run more because it's going to, like my leads cost me like $35, but they convert eventually. And the cost per sale is whatever it is. So you got to figure out if you have a high ticket item that you're selling, it's going to cost you more to get that client possibly. I don't want to limit anyone here. If you can get it for $1, yay, do it. But that hasn't been my experience because there's a lot of people marketing on Facebook now, So leads are getting more expensive. But when I target leads, they're more targeted. So they're going to be more expensive. Like I'm weeding out the crap. You don't want everyone under the sun. They're not good for you. You want highly targeted. And the smarter you can get about that targeting, you got, like I really get nailed in. I'm like, all right, who's my ideal client? How I'm going to get them? What's the message going to be? So there's a lot in that funnel. And just another point, if you have a lead magnet, once you determine what that lead magnet is and what that landing page that converts best is, you want to make sure the image that you're using in the ad, for Deborah as an example, we used 5 images. They all did pretty well, but 2 stood out. So I made sure once I figured out what that image was that was converting, I had to go to the landing page and change that image to the one that converts. You need to be consistent across the funnel so that people don't get confused and think, where am I now? Isn't that what I did? I didn't push that button, did I? You got to make sure people are following you. You don't change them, switch around with, funny fonts and colors and that aren't consistent. So I just want to, all right, I don't have anyone have a phone time? I don't have my phone in front of me. How are we doing on time? Hold on.
It's noon.
Okay. So we gotta call it quits. Liz, did you have any questions? Since you're new, I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions if you'd like. Yeah, there you
I
go.
had to unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't have any right now.
Okay.
It's been wonderful information. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.
So nice to have you. Please join us again. I wanted to tell you next couple of weeks, let me just tell you what's coming up. Next week is Mastermind Week. That's a good one. You guys, Mastermind, we had some good masterminds last week, but I want you to come in with any questions you have about your marketing efforts, business building efforts, whatever, and we'll just all answer the question. And we kind of were on a nice roll last one, so that was a good one. Mastermind Week is always the first Tuesday of every month, and it is July 3rd, but I'm like, I'll be here. If you guys don't want to come, that's okay. I'll be here. And then the week after that, I have a guest speaker. Her name is Dawn Todd. She's the leader of one of the biggest meetup groups in Denver. She's got like 6,000 members and 4 different meetups, and she's been doing it for quite a while. She's awesome. And she's speaking about the Feminine Manifesting Map Masterclass. And she likes to say that book, Think and Grow Rich. She's like, that's for men. Women think and grow rich differently. And she's going to kind of share that with us 2 weeks from now. And then Miss Cheryl Murphy's going to lead the group. Yay, 3 weeks from now. Cheryl, why don't you tell us a little bit about your presentation?
Thanks, Liz. I just want to talk to everybody about how to build your psychic muscles. So I'll be teaching you through some tools and techniques that I've learned, real simple, everyday tools for everyday intuition, just finding our center and realizing that we kind of create from within, as I'm sure many of you know, but we'll be doing kind of some power-up exercises.
Cool.
So I hope you like that.
Cheryl knows how to do that. And when Cheryl and Deborah are in the same room cooking that stuff up, forget about it. I want you guys too to do something together. That would be fun. All right. And then I think I'm going to yammer on about something the week after that. Oh, this actually is a good one. July 24th. My topic is not about yammering on, but it's about link bait. And I'm going to talk to my members about link bait. What is link bait and how can you get people to share your content? We're talking about link bait then. That's what I'm going to do for my members right now. If you're a member of the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, which some of you are, we're going to create some link bait, gang. And it's fun. All right. Thank you, everybody. Members that are here for the book review, please stay. Bye, Katie. Good to see you, honey. Liz, Bigger, great. Hopefully we'll see you again. Rita Marsh, I'm going to take you off. Remove her.